In this video, I'm going to explain why SEO is the king of profitability. SEO isn't as scalable as paid advertising because you're typically limited by the amount of search volume of your target keywords. For example, if you're targeting the keyword curtain rods, it typically has 18,000 searches a month. And there's not really much you can do about that, right? So it isn't as scalable as paid ads. Paid ads, you can literally spend more if you wanted more impressions. With SEO, it's like you're dependent on how many people are searching for your products, your product categories every month. Another thing about SEO is that it's slower than paid advertising. With paid advertising, you can typically spend and then get those impressions almost immediately. SEO, on the other hand, can take time. It typically takes 3 to 6 months to see results. If you're working with a more established brand, then obviously that is much quicker. You can typically see results between 4 to 6 weeks for more established brands. But then again, when it works, the traffic you get from SEO is high intent and high margin, making it the king of profitability. Why? High intent meaning, you aren't really interrupting anyone, unlike in paid advertising where people are scrolling through social media and you're interrupting them with your ad. With SEO, warm traffic is actually coming to you. Warm traffic is looking for your products and product categories. They're searching on search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, etc. Even AI search now is becoming more and more popular. Like people are asking ChatGPT questions and finding brands through ChatGPT. So it's high intent, warm traffic, and it's high margin because unlike paid advertising where you're paying per click, you're paying for more impressions, SEO is typically just a fixed monthly investment of 3 to 5K per month instead of, again, paying per click. Okay. And then just to show you how profitable SEO can be, here's an example from one of the brands we work with. This is an 8-figure supplement brand, and we were able to add 92K in extra monthly organic revenue in just 90 days. That's 82K from organic search, think Google, Bing, etc., and another 10K in revenue from ChatGPT. And we were able to do this in just 90 days for, like, I'm going to tell you right now, it was a fixed investment of 3K per month. So if you calculate the ROI on that, that's like a 30x ROI. If brands invest in paid advertising, a 5x ROAS is really good. But look at this. Just for 3K, you get 92K in extra monthly revenue, as you can see here, right? They went from 172K to 254K from organic search. And for ChatGPT, they went from 1.8K to 11.7K. So again, and you're able to achieve this with just a fixed monthly investment of 3K per month. So SEO is the king of profitability. And what makes SEO so profitable? Why is SEO profitable? So number one, it's kind of because it's still heavily overlooked as a traffic source. A lot of e-com brands just focus on paid advertising. A lot of the excuses we hear on calls with potential clients is it takes too long. We can't measure ROI. We're focusing on paid ads. Our last SEO agency screwed us over. So yeah, that basically acts as a moat. And because not so many people are investing in SEO and because SEO is still like heavily overlooked, there isn't much real competition when it comes to SEO. Another reason it's so profitable is what I mentioned earlier in the slide before, is that it's a fixed monthly cost. So there are no bidding wars or rising CPMs you have to worry about. The returns compound over time. You can literally 10x your traffic without having to 10x your spend. Again, back to the fixed monthly cost. You're only paying 3 to 5K per month as your traffic compounds over time. You're literally building a high leverage asset that you can depend on for years. Like one page can rank for hundreds of keywords. And if you build it well once, you can typically rank for years. Once you start ranking in the top 3 for your target keywords, it's actually very difficult for you to lose those rankings. And another thing is that because you're investing in SEO, typically you reduce your reliance or dependency on paid advertising, which results in higher margins and more profit for your brand. Okay? Just a quick comparison between paid advertising and SEO. I'm not telling you to stop investing in paid ads. I'm just telling you you need to be investing in both because they both have their pros and cons, right? So for paid advertising, the pros are it's instant traffic. You can launch your brand tomorrow and get traffic almost immediately. And as long as you have the budget, you can easily scale. The thing with paid advertising is there is a ROAS that happens almost immediately. You spend on ads, and if your return on that spend is higher than what you spent, then you can typically just go reinvest those profits, reinvest that revenue into more paid advertising. The cons with paid ads is that CPMs are fluctuating, constantly rising. you always have to spend to grow, and then you always have to come up with new creatives pretty much every week. So there's a need for constant reinvestment. And again, like it's money in, money out. Once you stop spending on advertising, you're literally, you know, end up with no more revenue, right? The thing with SEO, on the other hand, the main con is that it does take a while for it to work, but you know, the pros are you end up with an asset that you can rely on for years, an asset that compounds over time. And again, you're paying a fixed monthly investment. So there's no extra cost for more traffic. You can literally 10x your traffic without having to spend more on the campaign. So over time, your ROI just gets ridiculous. As you can see in the example here, this one, on the other hand, like this was a very fast result. In just 3 months, we were able to get a 30x ROI on that, on month 3. So results aren't typically like that. But again, if your brand is already doing 7 or 8 figures a month, you can typically get faster results with SEO because you already have done most of the work. A lot of SEO is brand building, and then a lot of brands have actually already done most of the work, or most of the hard work. They just haven't optimized for SEO. Okay. And here's something a lot of e-com founders seem to overlook. SEO improves paid ad performance. Here's a quick example for Google Ads. Good on-page SEO means better landing pages, means a better quality score. If your quality score is higher, you know that your CPCs drop. And if your CPCs drop, you will get a better ROAS. And for Meta, imagine what happens when buyers that are looking for your product or your product categories, they're searching for your product on Google. Your brand ranks number 1, so they end up going to your site, triggering your pixel. Your pixel gets trained off of better buyers because it's getting trained off buyers that are actually searching for your products and your product categories. So you will get a lower CPC and a better ROAS on Meta when you have good SEO. And other benefits are like just more brand credibility. If you rank on Google, it's just people just generally see your brand in a better light. And the last thing is you're capturing both push and pull traffic rather than just investing in paid advertising and just interrupting people when they're scrolling on social media. You're also investing in a traffic channel where people are actually looking for your products and coming to you, and you're getting that dynamic of putting your ads in front of people. You're gaining that interest, whether they're completely cold or not. And then just even if they decide to search for your product category or your products on search engines like Google, they will find your brand, right? So I'm not saying to stop investing in paid ads and just invest in SEO. On the contrary, I'm suggesting that since you're already spending thousands on paid advertising, it makes sense to spend like 3 to 5K more every month in SEO, because SEO can get an ROI in itself, but it also improves the performance of your paid advertising. So if you're investing in paid ads, it's a no-brainer to invest in SEO as well, especially if you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars every month on paid advertising. Okay. Our clients literally see this firsthand. I'm just going to show you through our website, right? 1K, 1.3K to 370K per month in 17 months, 0 to 142K per month in 13 months, 172K to 254K in 3 months. This is B2B, so it was very hard to attribute revenue actually. 10.5K to 38.9K in revenue in 6 months. And yeah, our strategies also work on AI platforms like ChatGPT, 1.9K to 11.7K per month in ChatGPT driven revenue in just 3 months, right? Our clients have seen this firsthand, and they were able to get these results, for a fixed monthly investment of 3 to 5K per month. So in terms of like ROI, or if you're trying to compare it to paid advertising ROAS, again, SEO is undefeated. It's just the king of profitability, right? So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. SEO isn't sexy. It doesn't happen overnight. It can take time. But if you care about profitability, nothing really beats it. SEO is the king of profitability. And if you're spending thousands of dollars on paid ads anyway, you should be able to spare 3 to 5K per month in good SEO, because not only will you get a good ROI from the SEO itself, it will improve the performance of your paid advertising. Okay. And if you want to know if SEO can work for your brand, I recommend you book a free SEO audit. I'll leave a link in the description. If you book a free SEO audit, there's no obligation to work with us. So at the very least, you end up with a free SEO consultation. Okay, so yeah, that's it for now. I hope this video was helpful. If you found it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. Thanks for listening. Cheers.